Okay, the next item is list. Okay, so lists are vectors, but it's not atomic, right? It's have different classes. Okay. List function is used to create a list of objects. Okay, and a vector function can be used to create an empty list of a specified length. Okay, let's look at some examples. So X is, so you say list, and then you specify what should go into the list. Okay, and lists can have elements of different class. So you can have like 1, you can have 2, you can have that, and you can have, okay, and you can have complex values as well. So first element is 1, the second element, well, it also gives you the length of each element. The first element, okay, there is only one item, one item, one item, one item, third element, fourth element, and so on. Now we can set up an empty list by using the function vector. Okay. Now vector, you say list, then say length. Okay, then let's print that. Okay. So we have 5 elements, and they are all null. Okay, and it is list. The class of X is list, because that's what we have specified here. We want to create a list. Okay. Next is factors. Factor is again a very important concept. So it takes a categorical variable, okay, so categories, then you convert that into a factor. Okay. So factor will have factor uses, it's very useful in saving space. Okay. And if you have character variables and you want to use them in analysis as a dummy variable, like categorical variable and dummy variables that we talked about, then you have to convert the character variable into a factor. Okay, so let's look at an example. Okay, so so we have 5 items here. Okay. Now X is, if you look at the class of X, you will see it is character. Right? Okay. Now if you convert that into a factor, and then if you do class of X, and then you see after you convert it, the class is factor, and the values, okay, the quotation marks are dropped out, and then when you look for when you display or when you print x, it gives you all the values, and then it says how many levels there are. The levels are yes and no and yes. Okay, and you can get the level alone. So you have a factor variable, and you want the levels, then you can do this. So it will tell you what are the different levels. It's like unique values, right? We did in Python unique. I mean, it gives you what the unique values are. So it's like that. In factor, you can do levels like that. And if it is a factor, then you can use table, and that will create a frequency distribution for you. Okay. If it is a factor, so you have to make sure that it is a factor. And you can also set levels. So let's take the original. Okay, so here is where, okay, I'm going to copy this chunk, okay, and put it here. Okay, this table is there. We'll do unclass in just a second. So here we can say factor, so we'll create that as a factor. Okay. So this is the list that's going to be converted into factor. Now we can say levels equal to, okay, yes first and then no. Okay. And then if you did table X, okay, then you see X appears first and then no appears. Okay, so you can set the order, otherwise it will be alphabetical order. So that's why no comes first before yes. Now unclass is a method that we can use to look into a factor variable. Okay, what are the levels and what's the order and things like that. So unclass doesn't convert it back to character, but it just lets you look inside it. So it gives you the list of values or the levels. Okay, so 1 is yes, 2 is no. Okay, yes, no, and then each value is converted into a code. So yes is 1, no is 2.